Okay, so I just picked up a Zenith Arms made by Girsan. This is an MC1911c, which is the commander model. I'm going to do a little testing. So far, the only thing I've done is I've put a mag well on it. I've changed out the grips because the wood grips are beautiful, but they don't give me the grip I need. So I've looked on YouTube, and the only couple of videos I've seen on this gun talk about how unreliable the gun is. And to me, it looks like the gentleman who was shooting it, he had an extractor problem. It doesn't look like his extractor was tuned properly. So the first thing I did was I took the gun apart, cleaned it, and then I checked the extractor. And it was definitely really, really loose. So the other problem that I see is people, 1911s, using cheap magazines. So we have the Wilson Combat, the really good ones. I can't remember the name of them, but they're 8-shot 45 magazine. So what we're going to do is we're going to try a few of these magazines. We're going to be using Arms Corps 230 grain full metal jacket. This is good ammo, but it's cheap. I'm only going to be loading 9. Well, the first time we'll load up 8. So we have a full magazine pressing on it and see how that works. I have noticed that trying to get a full 8-round magazine in this thing, you really have to smack it. So let's see what happens. Okay, so there is 8 in the magazine. And with a 1911, especially a new one, you always want to put your first round in racking it. And it did not load it. Okay, so the magazine was not seated all the way. So again, you have to really smack that magazine. So it did load that round. So let me put one more back in the magazine. And again, you really have to smack it to get it in there. Okay, so that one's seated. So we've got 9 rounds in a 45. Let's give it a test to see what happens. Seems to have loaded. With these grips, I can see through the frame, and I can see the magazine, and I can see where the 8 is not in the magazine anymore. So it did load. Okay, we got a jam. The slide locked back for some reason. No round in the chamber, it just locked back on its own accord. Trigger seems to be pretty nice. Reset seems to be pretty nice. Looks like we loaded another one. Gun has a little snap to it, not too bad. For as heavy as it is, it's an all steel frame. And again, the slide locked all the way back. I don't know what's going on there. Again, it's doing the same thing. So that was the last round. It did hold open. So I'm not really sure what's causing that. Accuracy-wise, doesn't look too bad. I'm a little low most of my shots. First couple shots were right on, just about an inch left. I'm at about 15 yards. So let's try this again. Let's do 6 rounds this time. Try a different magazine. Put that one off to the sides because we've tried that one. See if it's a mag issue. I don't know. The slide was going back past the magazine, almost like the recoil spring isn't strong enough. It's very snappy for a 45 that's all steel. It's as snappy as my STI with an aluminum frame. So let's try it again. And it did it again. So you see how far back this thing is going? It's back behind when the magazine hold open is actually in place. So something is pushing that up. Let me see if I can hold it down. So I hold it down that time and it worked fine. Held it down that time, it worked fine. And last round it held open on its own. So somehow something is pushing up on the slide release. Now somebody was saying something on YouTube about the inside where that little pin goes through was rubbing on the rounds, and that might be exactly what's causing it to happen. The round is actually pushing up on the slide holdback. So let's try 5 more. Something like that you would hope would wear out, would have, go away during break-in of the pistol. Maybe not. Let's see what happens this time. And I'm just going to put in 5 rounds in a new magazine. And I'm not going to hold the slide stop down this time. See what happens. And again, slide stop is up. I flinched real bad right there. And the gun has locked up. So let's try it again. Again, mag slide release. Again. And last round hold. So, not a mag issue. It is definitely a gun issue. I'm not having the feeding problems that other people seem to of having. Like I said, I think the magazines and the extractor solve that, but I am having a problem with the slide stop. So let's try holding my thumb on it and see what happens there. And I'm going to take my thumb off of it this time, and it did go back. So somehow the rounds inside in the magazine are hitting the slide release. Gun's shooting pretty good. I'm hitting my target real well. It's not shooting great groups, but I'm not trying to shoot great groups right now. I'm just concentrating on keeping my thumb on that slide release. So again, we'll keep our thumb on that slide release and give it some juice. really think this thing needs a stronger recoil spring. It's coming back really hard. So again, let me try not holding my thumb on it, see if it functions properly. And it does not. So it's definitely, and I can't see down in there whether it's the magazine or actually the round. So let me try this again, holding it down. Thumb off the slide stop, see what happens. It functioned that time. Next time it locked back again. I really can't tell where the shells are going. As far as ejector, I'll have to look at the film afterwards. I might just see. Again. So that's the last 5 out of a box of 50. So definitely the same problem I've seen by one guy on YouTube. He said he filed it down and didn't have any more issues, so it'll be something I'll look into when I get home. I have a couple other 1911s too. I might try different slide stops to see if that works. I really think that maybe, I'm starting to think that maybe it's the recoil spring. This has got a unusual flat type recoil spring, kind of like the Wilson Combat. But I noticed that compared to my STI in 45, this is extremely soft spring compared to the STI. So what I'm trying now is some Federal hollow points. These are my normal carry ammo, so it's a 230 grain hollow point. We'll see if this fares any better. So I was kind of paying attention to the ejection pattern that time, and all the shells except one went in exactly the same place. So my ejection is real good. Overall, I like the gun. Good quality build, it seems like. A few things you need to look at is the extractor. One, just make sure it's paying attention. And I'm going to maybe play with some recoil springs a little bit. I think that might be an issue. It definitely is very snappy for an all steel frame. So I think maybe the recoil spring is too light. Other than that, not good. Definitely not for carry as right now until we can figure out what's wrong. I did go through 50 rounds as long as I was putting my finger on the slide stop, holding the slide stop down. No malfunctions. So not a magazine issue with the Wilson Combats. but definitely something causing that to go up. I don't know if it's the slide coming back so hard, or if the bullet's actually touching this when it is loaded. So I'll look at that, and I'll get back with you. Thanks for watching.